Welcome back to episode 34. We're still on Titan. It's still cold outside. However, last time we completed the beginnings of a central heating system. See what I did there? I'm just going to need to go and eat shortly, but before I do, just a quick 6 there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Right, okay, so we need 19 floor grate to fix that. There is one other thing I want to do while I'm in here. Oof, it's gone a bit laggy and I'm not quite sure why. Right, let's hope it's not going to crash horribly. So the other thing I need to do is to just fix these chips, because I had a little look and I know what the issue is. The issue is this should say on instead of setting. I don't think the setting actually even does anything on a digital valve. It's probably a hangover of some previous existence. I know I'm dying, I get it, I won't be long, I promise. Right, so import that, edit that. So we're just going to change these from setting to on, which is the correct variable to adjust on a digital valve. And everything is happy there. And now if I come over here and I click that, it will turn off, which is what I would expect, because this is pretty much empty. In fact, it is empty. And over here, this one you can see is almost empty, but it's processing through quite nicely. These should all be active, which they are. We've got a bit of CO2, not very much, but that should all be running nicely. So I think we're all good. Last thing I just want to quickly check before I leave here, I really need to think about whether I modify the positioning of the stairs and stuff. Yes, I know, health critical. Right, okay, so we've got actually about 3,000 moles of breathable air, quite a good stock of greenhouse gas as well, so we should be in a decent state to be able to do some expansion shortly. However, first things first, I need to eat. That is clearly urgent. Once I have eaten, the next thing I'm going to do is to have a look at whether we can put in place some sort of mechanical recovery for the CO2 ice from the solid fuel generator. It's the sort of thing which we can do manually for a while, but it would be really nice if it just could be automatically recovered. But let's go and eat before I die. Oops, I'll grab some water on the way, otherwise I'm going to be dying of that as well. I've just about got enough time to do that. Here we go, let's get in here. Let's grab a potato. Oh, seed, I'll take the seed. Okay, there we go, I'll take a potato. Oh, no, I've just planted the potato, that was dumb. Alright, well fine, I'll take 2 potatoes and I'll take that seed and I'll plant that one. And then one of the potatoes can go in there. And then you can become a jacket potato. Right, while I'm waiting for that, let's dump that gas from there. Let's just check the state. That's okay, that's 4%, that's good. Right, that stopped me dying. Oh my god. Right, just go in there, shut there, turn on. Right, okay, at least I'm not heavy breathing. That's that right now. Okay, there we go. So that's 1 1/4 potatoes. And we'll switch this, get some, pump that up. Nice. Right now, for reference, this room contains about 300 moles, so we've got enough, quite a bit of capacity. Theoretically, if this is a 3x3, so it's nine cells, we should have enough for a 90 Actually, it's more than that because it's 2 more in here, so that's actually 11. So we should have enough for 110, which I think is easily enough to pressurise through there. Maybe we should do, and then resite all of this and tidy up. Well, it's not a terrible idea. Let's do that first, or at least clear some of this up. Gathering a reasonable stock of spare walls. Right, that's to become a door frame. In fact, that wall was meant to go across here, I believe. No, actually that wall was exactly where it was meant to go. I'm an idiot. I put that wall there. Yes, I put that wall there because there's a door to go there once I move these. So that's fine. Okay, well let's just find out. Grab that there. Let's pressurise that and see how we're looking. Maybe shut that until we've balanced out. Okay. So that's done. And I think we'll also pressurise that link corridor. Let that all stabilise out nicely, and that leaves us at 62 kPa. Yes, we were going to put a door across here, and I'm going to take that window out. I remember now. Right, there's an iron sheet there. I could, and I may as well, whilst I'm on the job, weld that door. Just gets the welding done, and then we can clean up the atmosphere. I mean, I could run this to actively take the pollutant out. That's all connected up to there now anyway, so that should be fine. Do with respraying some of that to the right colour, but that's not a high priority task. Okay. Right, how is this room looking now? Is it pressurising back up? It is slowly. Good. Okay, so I need a plastic sheet to close that up, and then we've got a proper doorway there. Obviously the fridge needs to move. Not quite sure where I'm going to put that for now, but we'll work that out. Yeah, I'll need to think about that. Right, I've got plenty of walls left, is good news, so we can do that. Anyway, right, next job then. Let's close that up. Let's drop that into there. Probably didn't need to bring that blue spray can with me, but there we go. Right, now let's start by taking a look and see what we've got going on in here. Actually, no, let's not start like that. Let's start by making a load of chutes. Oof, I forgot I vacuumed this out a bit aggressively the last time. Don't get sucked in. There we go. not be the first time I've smacked my face on that arc furnace. Do I need as many as 100? Not. This is where it turns out I do, but there we go. Right, that'll make 17. That'll keep me going for a little while. Right, I also need another... What's going on here? Right, I also wanted another 10 of those. Good. Right. No plastic in here. I think I'll get some silicon going through. I need to put some sort of buffer in that chute now, don't I, as well? Have we run out of... Yes, we... Oh, that's set to 30. Okay, whoops. Thought it was still set to 50. Should have checked. Didn't check. Would say learning point for next time, but I won't remember next time either. That's how it is. Okay, right, that's good. Don't think we need those right now, and I don't think we need that right now. Tuck those away. We arguably don't need these yet. Now, what I've got to try to work out is how I'm going to modify that enclosure to more easily capture the ice. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Okay, well, that's an issue, isn't it? We need to put a pressure relief valve or something, or even just a two-way valve in here. That's unfortunate. Never mind, we've got some CO2 ice, so that's less unfortunate. Let's put those onto the mining belt and just get them out of the way. Oh, there's no room. Okay, well. Okay. It's a bit of a problem now. Need to deal with that reasonably quickly, actually, otherwise we're going to have a lot of wastage. Right, so let's grab a flat wall. And a steel sheet. I think just one. Or is it two? No, it's one. Okay, that's fine. Oops. Okay. I mean, given that that's at 100%, probably I need to fix all of these. Interestingly, that one's not showing as having any damage. No, it's just that one. It's the roof looking, and that one. Okay. Oh, now is not the time to run out of power. When I'm trying to deal with things that are just sort of free floating because I don't have enough hands. Okay, so one goes on there, that one's easy, and one goes on the top there, which is a little bit less easy because I've fallen in a hole. Okay, right, that's not a long-term solution, but it is a short-term one, and I'm fine with that. Right, okay, now we're going to try and do the job I came to do. So, what if I put a series of inlets along the edge there? Yes, this is going to look mad. Oh, I can't put one there though, can I? I can put them that way. This is going to look mad, but I do have a plan. Promise. I don't know if the plan will work, but at least I have a plan. Junction. Oh, fine, put the corner on there. Okay. So you might be wondering why I've done that. Done that because I'm going to do something a bit nutty. It's going to make it really, really difficult to actually access that room. But if it'll let me, I'm going to put some cladding down. It may not. It may complain about all the other stuff that's going on in there. But I'm hoping it will let me. No, it might not. Annoyingly, might only be complaining about the right. Come on, just want a nice simple. That's what I want. That. No, it's complaining about the door. That's actually really annoying. Right, so I wonder whether I can at least put something with a little bit of a. Yeah, not great. Spherical cap. Spherical cap. Is that the best we've got? Yeah, spherical cap or... There. It might work. The idea is that if we drop this here, that it rolls. No, it's not high enough. I was hoping it was high enough that it would roll and then it would drop in, obviously into there, which will then neatly plop it out here. That was what I was trying to do, but the door's in the way. That's a bit unfortunate. I have to have a think about that a bit more. Yeah, I was hoping to put something with an angle on that. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. that one won't go because of where the hatch is. I can't imagine it's going to let me put it in the next cell along. Oh, insanely, it actually will let me put one there. So that's kind of useful, because that means if ice forms up there, it will roll down to here. It will just roll out like that, but it doesn't get them over there, which is where I want them. I can't believe the door is the constraining factor here. It's incredibly irritating. I'll have to think about whether there's another way around that. Okay. Well, that's a start. At least it means they won't form at that end. I mean, I could put a vent actively sucking it that way and just rely on it rolling, but then it will pump out anything that forms as gas, and I don't really want that. Okay, we're going to have to come back and think about that some more. In the meantime, I am going to throw this here, in here. And actually, let's do it while we're here. Let's burn some stuff. Who doesn't like burning stuff? There is a reason for this. I actually want to double check that, besides just getting rid of that pollutant ice, because I just want it out of the way, I want to double check that the setup inside is working in the way I want. Right, that should get me a volatiles heavy mix. Try and get that a bit hotter. And the problem is, obviously, I've preloaded it with all that pollutant. Yeah. A bit more nitrice. I don't really want to waste too much because, well, we know what happens when I run out. Okay, that's over 1000 Kelvin, that's good. Oh, that's a nice mix that's burning in there now. Right, and empty. Could make a start hotboxing this as well. I've probably got plenty of spare walls. Right, that's good enough for me. Just leave it doing its last little bit. Okay, let's get in here, let's clear this out. Right, so, okay, that's good. No, I thought that was the heat recovery valve on, but it's not. So that's at 430 degrees. That's at 666, so that makes sense that that's not on. That should not be on. Now let's see whether this is on here. And is actively cooling. Not currently. That's still at 28.8, but it is rising. So I should quite soon see that kick in. That's run out. I thought it might have done. There we go. Perfectly timed. That is now keeping that at the right temperature. Still all my filters, or both of these, and sort out anything else that needs filtering while I'm here. Okay. Very much better than having to keep making new ones. Right. Nitrogen. Oxygen. Okay. Probably need a second one of these. Right, there we go. Okay, good. So hopefully this should now filter out everything except probably the nitrous, which there's not much of anyway. I mean, as expected, it's 80% nitrogen. That's fine. Right, so let's get these laid down. Should make it feel a bit less claustrophobic. Whoops. Maybe. Oh, missed one. Right, doesn't make a huge difference actually, does it? But it's slightly better, and once I put some lights at the top it will help, I think. Either way, it's now means we've got free flow of atmosphere between the upper and lower decks, which is what I wanted. I'm thoughtful about this. I might leave that hard panelled, because that then means there is an option to put a door across here in the future. It'd probably require a whole bunch of replumbing and rewiring, but it's at least a potentially thing that could be done. Whereas if I open that up, then it's not anymore. Okay. So, right, that's all sealed at this side though, so if I want to hotbox that furnace, I can do that now. Although it'll need a bit of work just to get it to a sensible pressure. Close that. Yeah, I wonder if I can lift this pipe up a bit. It might make it a little bit nicer. Also just wonder whether through here we ought to just get on and put this down to make it a little bit of a more smooth run through. Yeah, that's better. I mean, there's still more to do, but it's a bit better. I don't really like this being here, but I'm not sure there's much other choice. Really bend it around slightly, couldn't I? Put that there. Run that along there. That could go up there. Could it go up there? Yes, it actually could if I took that out. Make that 2 1s. 1, 1. And up. That's neater. And in there. Okay, except for the fact that I've ended up with a configuration that requires more pipe than I started with. Not quite sure how. And I don't have any spare pipes because I left them in the other room. Yes, I did. Okay, well I suppose I best go and deal with that reasonably quickly. Let's go get them. Okay, right. Oh dear. Right, I do need to deal with that now, don't I, as well? Whoops, nearly forgot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a little bit less unpleasant. Now, can I do anything equivalent here? I could lift that whole pipe up. I think I'm going to do that. It still needs to go across there, like that there, doesn't it? Okay. That can go along there. I think that one we're going to have to do as, yeah, that's a 2. Oh, didn't even realise there was a spare plastic sheet on the top there. Maybe a 5? Yes. And fenestrate. And, wait. That's a bit nicer. This is still a little bit in the way, isn't it? Maybe I need to run that across there. So put the valve there. Whoops. Go. And that goes there. And back on. There we are. That's somewhat better anyway. It's not great, but it's definitely an improvement.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, that's okay. Now, the next thing we probably want to do... oh, actually, no, I was going to remove those. But putting those on that line, now this is being actively cooled, means that we're effectively bringing extra cooling to the room if we need it. So that tank is currently fine. The room's a little warm. Okay, that's good. Okay, and the point of having all these separate cryogenics lines is that this one is remaining fairly constant, so we've now got a good hot and cold source for balancing there. And if I can even get the thinger onto it, that one is minus 82. So that one, because it's in active use, is warming up, but it doesn't impact the cooling on here. And that's nice, but when it becomes really important is going to be when we run in the water production, where it suddenly starts turning out gas at 2,500 degrees, which, by the way, is going to then be an excellent source of heat for my hot volatiles tank. Alright, don't complain, it's fine, you're connected. Just putting this in here because in this corner up here we will bring... As long as I've got enough space. Well, I'll figure out exactly where to put it, but I'm going to put another atmospherics unit up here. We use that for separating out the nitrous, which we'll hold in its own tank. Okay, that's not too bad. We do need to add some lights in here, because it's kind of dark. Stack all of these, there we go. However, some of this I think we can actually now start to say this is in a state where we can put an inner wall, which is obviously helpful because it means there's slightly less chance of me accidentally ripping off the wrong wall when I try and change something later on. Notwithstanding that the power network in here all needs to be recoloured. That is a good point, and something I had not thought about. What have we got? Plenty of white. White will do. Don't think we're using white anywhere else. I should be annoyed with myself if it turns out we are. Oh, that was all of it. Okay. Well, it's a start. Got a lot of walls. I don't really know why I didn't keep the plastic sheets in my backpack. Right. Okay, let's drop these in the back here. Again, it'll just make it feel a bit less claustrophobic in here. And then the other thing I need to sort out is that mixer that I've just tripped over, which is the fuel mix. And I need to figure out how we're going to make that work. I suspect I will not have enough to complete this task, but at least if I've got enough to start it, that would be quite nice. Right, that area is always going to be fairly clear because it's above the stairs. Of course, the one that makes a real difference is when I actually close the roof in and put some lights on it. Actually, is that the place to put that? Probably is not. Let's put it over here. Since I've just got a random spare one. This should make quite a difference to how it looks in here anyway. It's always good to do a little bit of decorative work. Right, well that's all of it, but does look a little bit less claustrophobic. A little bit, not much. Okay, good. We've got a run of cable we don't need there as well. I shall have that back. At least those two bits of it. Stuck them on there. Should probably choose a colour for that pipe that's running through there, really, shouldn't I? What shall I do with it? I suppose it's probably black is the best available colour. On the basis that it should really be just nitrogen going through there, and I've run out of that paint as well. Grab them for recycling. Alright, there we go, that's a start. Right, so fuel mixing still needs to be set up, and nitrous filtering still needs to be set up, but this is kind of coming together. Not even sure if we've got enough in here to make, if we haven't got any oxygen, no. Okay, quite a lot of volatiles, as I'd expect. Okay. Hot tank is almost empty and cooling down nicely. Ah, of course, I forgot I put that radiator on there. We want to take that off now. That's why this cooled down so fast. Right, whilst I'm here, do a very quick check on the solid fuel generator and just make sure it's not doing anything mad. Solid fuel generator, solid fuel production. Right, it's got too cold. That ought to have vacuumed, I think. Yeah, it should. We're okay at the moment, but oh, we've got 500 moles of hot volatiles there, though, so that's good. We've got plenty of feeder gas. No, I don't want to input, I want to output, I want to fight with it. I should just turn the chip off, I know, but wondering whether I can actually get it up to the required temperature just by fighting with it. I think I can. It's only got to get to 950. And we've already got it up 100 degrees by just doing this. If I can get it hot enough, you see it can just start to heat that hot box, and that will further reduce the amount of waste heat. There we go. That's perfect. And any coal that does find its way through, which is not going to happen while the chutes are clogged, can just get processed. Okay. I'm on the roof. Right. Let's get over here. Starting to get to the point where I might consider connecting this tunnel properly, keeping this all pressurised quite soon. What's in this crate, if anything? More volatiles, which probably stacks with whatever we've got in here. No, not quite, but going in the right direction. Yeah. Come on, pick up, thank you. Okay. What are we doing next? I need more chutes is what we're doing next. Because I don't really want the ice that we do capture to just be blowing around outside. Okay, let's go deal with that. Then I need to drink. Right, we're going to need to send that up and over, or it's just going to get in the way. So that means one more. Come on. Then up. Okay, so for now, I might just dump it straight down. That'll just drop into that trench there, which will mean it won't just blow away randomly, unless it blows between there and that height, which is a risk, but you know. Having said that, so far it looks remarkably like that ice is going to go anywhere but where I want. Okay, that looks okay. Good. At least it stays frozen out here. Right, so if I want to actually connect that, we've obviously designed everything to connect, but it does need quite a bit of work with this cabling. Okay, that's another job. for later, but in the short term, I would like... Actually, we may as well get some more of this going through while I think about it. I would like to get some more heavy cable making. I think we had some gold. Oh, we had some gold over the other end. Don't know why I'm doing hand signals. You can't see my hands, but I was doing hand signals, so you know, good for me. Right, let's smelt some of these. Yeah, that can go back in for now. Right. Yes, this is where I was pointing to. I'm sure you could tell. Heavy cable. Go. Let's just make a bunch of that. And we'll make a bunch of those as well. Right. Okay, I think I probably ought to go inside and drink. But that's at least doing something constructive. Yeah, I want to run that heavy cable run to where it needs to end up, and then we can install a transformer in the atmosphere processor annex. That deals with that. That deals with that. Good. I'll take that. I needed it. Actually wondering if I should have used yellow. I'm not using yellow anywhere else. It'd be more obvious. Anyway, that's fine. I'll take that anyway. Right. Now, let's get in here. And whilst I'm expecting we should have nice, yes, look at that, decent atmosphere in here. It would be more decent if we added more CO2. Which of course has bumped the pressure, which then should drive all of this stuff to nicely filter it all back out again. So we should end up with a higher and higher percentage of I'll grab that as well. CO2 coming through since it's now set to 30%, so that should help. Actually, I should probably have just do that. Let that run through as well. Good. Okay. Right, I need plastic to seal that up. I need to move the fridge as well. I'm not really sure where I'm going to put the fridge. Maybe I'll put it across there. Yeah, it might be as good a place as any for now. Although this cabling's a little bit of a mess, isn't it? Because I'd have to bring it off the wall around there. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, maybe that can work. Fridge goes on that side, so I think the fridge needs to be connected there. Okay. Now I also know that I don't need that for anything anymore. Wondering if I can tidy this up actually. I probably can. Well, that won't look so bad when that wall's closed in. I don't necessarily need that long run there, to be honest. In fact, that could sit inside here. And probably should. In the new world. At which point I'm wondering why I don't just run it straight off there. Which makes me wonder why I need most of this run at all. Unless it's going anywhere. Is it just a corner? Don't think that's a junction down there. I think that's just a corner, yeah. No, it must go out somewhere around there, surely. Straight. Oh no, it goes out. No, where does it go out? Where does it go out? I thought it went out somewhere along here, through the bottom. Maybe it's where it goes out through the top there. Oh yeah, no, I guess it does. Okay, alright, well. Don't need it. No point in having it. Right, hand drill. Just got no power. Luckily, now it has power. There we are. Nice and tidy. Now, probably can even tidy that up now. Go. And, oops, get that there. Much nicer. Okay, that's good. Now, next thing, stack those. There we go. That's better. I mean, this still needs sorting out, but it is now at least theoretically possible to open and shut that. That will help me out later on. If only I had 2 plastic sheets, I could close that wall up, but I don't. Whoops, no, I don't want to pick that up. I was just trying to see what was in there. Okay. Progress, slowly. Now, I know I did some work on this the last time, so this is going to look extra mental, but I have a plan. Might be a bad plan, but it is a plan and it is mine. actually, let's grab that because I've got a stack in here and I want it to be green, so this will be the quickest way to do that. Grab the last one there. Right, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to lay this in so that when we're ready, we can actually just extend that to meet there. Obviously, it's not just this that's going to need to be built that way. But one step at a time. There we go. Right, now I have no idea how I'm going to make that work. No, what you do, because I'm going to run it down there. Then I can access it from this side. Whoops. Go. Ultimately, that network is going to be split away from this network. Do need to deal with these chutes very soon. Right, so that's broadly the route that stuff's going to need to take. Obviously that's going to have to change, and there's also a data network across there which is going to need to either change or branch, probably branch because we're actually going to want to get the data network inside. And I'm going to have to deal with this industrial power network, but I need to get this central power bus in place first. Again, for the same reason, I know it's going to have to run along here somewhere. Don't yet know exactly where I'm going to connect it at the other end, but I could at least lay this part in. Actually, what I originally said was I'd run it along here, didn't I? Go along there. Okay, so that will have to come out. I don't want to do that yet because I can't connect this here quite yet. Wow, I've got lots of different coloured bits of cable here, haven't I? There we go, that will help. Right, so how am I going to deal with this lot? So this blue that's coming out of here is going to be the workshop circuit, and we're going to have a separate circuit that we'll use for this industrial machinery out here. I do feel like I have a more pressing problem though, which is I've got to deal with the overflow, haven't I? Some has escaped. Right, what am I going to do with this overflow? I do ultimately want to build a full sorting array, but I don't want to have to do that yet. So perhaps what we'll do is just make a cell here and have an overflow that just dumps into it. put a door, put some walls, and kind of hope for the best. Right, either way we're going to need... We're actually going to want a fair few steel frames. I'm going to make... yeah, 10 will be good for now. I think I'll probably have to do a proper furnace smelt soon as well. How are we doing? Right, there's 5. Right, let's put some of these down. Do need them, but not yet. Small transformer, so that's going to need some iron. Right, we've got the atmosphere's got in here too much now, hasn't it? Right, I'll take those, and I'll take those. Right, we're into the normal old thing of trying to do too many different jobs at the same time, but there we go. Wouldn't be Stationeers if we weren't trying to do that. Right, let's get enough steel sheets to fully close those frames up. I'll take a couple to get started because I can go and begin out here then. Drill. Okay, that'll do. I have no desire to get sucked into a hole for no reason. Okay, that's good enough. So we'll put a wall on here, and we'll put a wall on here. Obviously going to need some plastic. I want to take that out. Okay, and I'm probably going to want one there. Do I need one there, or am I just going to go straight for a corridor? No, I'm just going to go straight for a corridor. Okay, that will help me at least to see what needs to be altered. Right, I can't even put that. Oh, it's because of the because of the roofs. Okay, let's grab that. Now I need some plastic sheets. Actually, I'm going to have 20 of those because I need them in a few places. Right, okay, let's weld that. Best not weld that one yet. Probably don't want to weld too many of these actually. That one I probably can do. Which means I can remove that, except I have no hand space left. Oh no! But I can make it work by doing that, and then taking that away. Right. Let's put that in there. Let's grab that. I'm also going to want a door. Right, I'm definitely building the door before I attempt to do anything else there. Probably better remove that piece of wall so I can actually get in and out once this is done. Now. Oh, there's no frame under there, is there? That's interesting. That's a very early piece of the build, from when I did not have enough. No, put that there. Suspect that's going to get welded in. No, because I can do that. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then we'll fit a door there. Yep, that'll work. Just got to be conscious I need to leave myself ways to get in and out until everything's connected up properly. So that we will end up, I think, with an airlock here. Yeah, that will work. Okay. So, we're not going to do too much more on this episode, but I do want to at least get to a stage where we have a functioning ore overflow. But then I'm conscious that time is a-passing. Right, that will do. That's okay. That's enough. I can carry that. Right. To put the hatch there and weld it. Nice. Okay, now for the messy bit. we'll try and direct this to the back of the room slightly. Okay. I have no idea where this stuff's going to go, but it's going to make a mess. It's going to shoot out of there is where it's going to go. Okay, well let's shut that door there for now. Wonder whether I can turn that sorter off just to stop the flow for a minute. I mean, there's still all the stuff that's in there that's going to go flying, but I'd rather it was that rather than a constant flow from the actual centrifuges. Right, and then that I think is a 10. Yes, it is. Not ideal, but there we go. Wah! Or everywhere. So hopefully if I've done this right, we can put an overflow in here. Right, hang on. Let's put a straight in there first. And a straight in there. Then I want an overflow, I hope. Like that. And then okay, so I've got a bit of an idea of what's going on. Okay, good. That's now all going into there. So it's a bit of a messy solution because it's just a room full of ore. But it's a better solution than what we had before, which was everything was jammed up. Probably lost some along the way. Oh, it's there. There we go. It's not too bad, is it? Smelt that. Might as well. Throw that in there. Definitely throw that nickel in there. No, go. Get in there. Thank you. Right, okay, there we go. Shut that. Run that. And drop that in there. There we go, right. It's basically full, but, you know, that's fine. Smelt that. Okay, right, well, at least now we have some sort of solution that stops the whole system from jamming up. It's not a good solution, but it's a solution. And I've started to lay in some of the work that we're going to need. Oh, okay, interesting. Cobalt from above. Oh, that's not going to fit in there. Never mind. Right. Yeah, I've started to fit in some of what we need here. Actually, I could put another frame in place, but that's fine. So obviously you can see what we're going to try and do here. We're going to move that airlock, and there's going to be an airlock ultimately here, probably going outwards, and another airlock going that way there, and then we'll connect these two. And then that's also connected, and eventually we'll connect the gas processor, and indeed even the furnace room will get connected in the end, so that we'll have basically a cross-shaped base with exits on each side. That's the plan anyway. But for now, I'm just going to put a going to be silly, are you? Okay, just going to put that there, just to make sure. Actually, I should have done that as a 5. Let's do a 5. We had space for a 5. There we go. That'll force that ice to land down there somewhere. I expect it'll blow around and I'll lose it, but there we go. Neat and tidy. Okay. Go. Obviously, all of these chutes are going to need to be routed around. I say one of these chutes, it's that one chute there, but let's see if I can figure that one out. It's going to want to go up and over like that, I think. Yes. Oh, no, I don't want to throw it. Not sure what I did there. Well, I know what I did. I pressed the wrong key. I'm just not quite sure how I pressed the wrong key. Like there, and into... No, come on, into there. There we go. And... down there. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's going to obviously need some work because we've got 2, 3 length things here that need to be split up and reconfigured, but it's not too far off. We might have even got enough. We might try it. Oh, that's a 5, is it? Right, okay. That's a 5, right. Do not want this to go wrong. I have a feeling I'm going to end up coming up one short here. Yes, I am. Amazing. Oh no, too short. Okay, well if I can connect those two, then the chutes are rerouted. Probably a good place to stop after that, to be honest. Decent amount of prep work. Did I have another frame in here? No, I don't think I did. Maybe I used them all. I thought I had one more frame left. I actually want 2 anyway, so... you go do that. That's out of iron, but luckily we have some iron. So 2 of these, 1, 2. Oops, I pulled that too early. Okay, that's good. Okay. So we're going to have one there, and we're going to have one there. I'm not going to seal those yet because I want to be able to come and go. And one there, one there. Okay, that's that chute rerouted. And the heavy power. So that's actually most of the hard work done. Got to sort out this network here, but that's actually not in a bad state. Okay, so it's quite tempting to just try and close that up. I can still get out that way. Yeah, I think I'll do it. Nice. Okay, so that can actually just stay there. It's not ideal routing it through that, but that could just stay. Have a job for these. Okay. So there's a bit to do still. I need to just tidy up cabling really at this point. That data network definitely needs thinking about. That blue power cable needs thinking about. And I probably want to think about that water. Other than that, I think we're fine. Oh, no, I don't want to take the door to bits. I'm just looking for any spare bits of wall that are surplus to requirement. No, that's fine. I'll leave that there for now. It was... actually, it'll be fine. We haven't got ore blowing around anymore. Okay. So I've just got to figure out what I do with all this bit around here next time, and then I can put the frame into here and yeah, start figuring out where to put that. Well, I'll put an airlock here. That's the right place to put that because that lines up with that walkway. So that's the solid frame, and then we need a frame above here, which means I need to reroute that cable and the chute over just slightly more annoyingly, but never mind, not far off. Okay. In fact, I'll probably reroute the cable so it switches the other side of the chute and runs along here, and that can just go straight across and join up with what's on there. That will use less cable. It's an issue if we need a main bus down this side, but it can't cross that right now anyway, so that's fine. The blue cable actually could be routed internally once this is connected and becomes an internal corridor. And could kind of stay there on that side, although we've got to rip out all of the airlock stuff before I'll be able to do that. Yeah, okay, so there's definitely still quite a bit of fiddling around to do, isn't there? Let's be realistic. This is an obvious quick fix though, which is to get this around here. Problem is I've got to connect that again. No, I have not got to connect that again because... No, wait, I have... wait, I don't need this bit. This is the bit I'm disconnecting. So if I lose this... Actually, the issue is the opposite of what I thought. I think I need to run this one along there. Come on, why won't you go there? I don't understand. Oh, I guess that doesn't count as being next to the container mount. Right, that's a bit annoying. So close. So close. And hence so annoying. Well, I guess for now I'll take it across, down, whoops, and this way. Yeah, that's the way to go. Okay, we'll do that. It's not really quite how I wanted to do it. Probably could have been done neater, but that keeps everything connected at least. Yep, that's running. Okay, there we go, and then that's all connected up there. Let's take those out of there before we blow something up. I mean, this whole piece might need redoing, but for now that works. We've got power, that's going up and over. That container mount's coming out anyway at some point. Yeah, that probably makes sense, and then we can run another... Yeah, we can put another transformer here to run a network to derive all of that, and... Is this connected all the way along now? Yes. No, go that way. Way. There we go. Right, and then this can run down here. And down here. There we go. Right, okay. We're getting there then. That's a reasonably comprehensive restructure of the main power. And we have also organised this ready to make into a properly connected structure. Okay, I think that will do for this time because I feel like this project is just going to be fiddling around for a while. But let's get inside. I need to drink anyway. I'm going to need to eat shortly. So we'll get in. We will sort that. I'll close up that piece of wall.
Hunger critical.
I know hunger is critical. That is why I'm going inside. Right. So first things first, drink. No, I don't think I had any food left in there, did I? No. Right, okay. While I'm here... Haha! We have a wall. It is a beautiful wall. It's white. Clean and tidy. Right, okay. That's not the long-term place for the fridge either, by the way. Going to build a proper kitchen at some point. That's exciting, isn't it? Right, let's eat this potato. And dump the CO2. How are we doing now in here? 8%. Look at that. This is starting to work properly now. Right, good. Okay, and filter can be filtered. Get rid of the pollutant in here. Yes, we did. And this is 28% oxygen. So that's actually really working nicely now that these rooms are starting to stabilise as we would want them. And that's at 95 kPa. Right, now, let's do it real quick. Oh, yeah, they've still got grab those and grab those, stick that over there. I don't think I left any walls in here, did I, or did I? Nice if I did. No, I didn't. Okay, well, never mind. They can be stacked together like that. No, okay. Now the next question is,
Oxygen critical.
what happens if we do this? So this is a very big space. A lot bigger than what we filled before. It might seem a waste to have such a big space just for the electrical substation when we've got such a small space for the hab, but that is not going to remain the hab forever. Right, so that's dropped it to 25 kPa. What does that do to the pressure in here? Not too bad, look. 60-ish. Okay, so if we allow this room to repressurize again now, I don't want to use up all of my breathable atmosphere in one go here, but I'm starting to feel like we might be able to actually connect that up shortly. And we know the gas annex is pressurised with nitrogen, but it's short of oxygen, but that will be connectable. And then obviously the other thing we will have to do is to vacuum out that workshop and pressurise that, and that's a moderately big space. It's not huge, but there is a bit of space there, so that will need to be dealt with. But obviously I've got to connect that first, so that's a job for at least next time, possibly the next 2 times. We're getting there. So in this area here, ultimately, as I've said before, what I want to do is treat this as an annex with a kind of an entrance area, suiting room, and be able to go down for the true hab space.
Oxygen critical.
So anyway, there we go. That's it, I think, for this time. I hope you've enjoyed that. Definitely made some progress. Sort of a bit bitty, but got some structural modifications made, and generally moved a few things forward a bit. So next time, I think we will try to get these bits connected up. That will feel like a big piece of progress. Although it does have the downside that it means I have to lug all the stuff I need through an airlock, so I might have to think about a chute system to an internal, external chute system for putting stuff out into a shed or something outside, but we'll think about that in a bit. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next episode. Bye for now.